right, let's talk about Betsy Ross, or Betty Ross sometimes. It's a thing. Betsy Ross was the earliest love interest for Captain America and made her first appearance in Captain America Comics #1. It does get a little confusing though, because like this is when she mostly first appears, although it calls her a beautiful but familiar girl. And so it's probably meant that she's supposed to Agent X-13, who was guarding the curio shop where the super soldier serum was administered to Steve Rogers. But it gets confusing where, this woman has black hair instead of blonde. So I don't know if they were meaning for it to be the same woman and the coloring just got messed up, but it later has been retconned that it was her, at least in certain continuities. And she would show up quite frequently in Captain America comics from that point on, being a love interest for Steve and Captain America, though a little bit stereotypical now, the idea being that she was always more attracted to Captain America than Steve himself. And while generally not like a fully active combat character, she was pretty involved for a woman in the time period. Like she would join the WAC and she would often be involved in Cap's adventures. She would often become, kind of a damsel in distress, but she like tried to be more active. So I guess progress. However, she would later on become a super in her own right called Golden Girl and replaced Bucky as Cap's partner when Bucky got injured. Now, due to some issues with the timeline, while she had originally been a love interest for Steve Rogers, it later got changed that she was the love interest of the third Captain America, Jeffrey Mace, and the two ended up getting married. And while reviewing information for this video, I did find confirmation that she actually is related to the more well-known Betty Ross connected to the Hulk. So Betty Ross, Hulk's love interest, her father is Thaddeus Ross, who is Cap's Betsy Ross's nephew. So I guess she is the now Betty Ross's great aunt. I think I've got that right. There's more I want to talk about with her, but this is getting long. So I guess stay tuned. On September 28th, I'm going to be presenting at FanX in Salt Lake City, and I'm going to be joining Matthew Glover and Jason Olsen doing a presentation called Bring on the Bad Guys, where we talk about Cap's different villains and what they say about him and the country. So if you're there, we'd love to see you.